A major shakeup in global trade and energy politics may be underway. US President Donald Trump has announced a new trade deal with India, cutting tariffs to 18% and claiming New Delhi will stop importing Russian oil. According to Trump, the agreement was reached after a phone call with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The deal reduces US tariffs on Indian goods from 25% to 18%, signaling a reset after months of trade friction between the two countries. This move could revive economic ties between the world's two largest democracies, whose relationship had been strained by tariff disputes and disagreements over energy purchases. In 2023, bilateral trade between India and the United States stood at roughly $190 billion, making the US India's largest trading partner. Lower tariffs could benefit Indian exports like pharmaceuticals, textiles, auto parts, engineering goods, and jewelry. These sectors together account for more than $60 billion in annual exports to the US. For India, that means better access to the American market and a boost for manufacturing jobs. In return, India is expected to open its markets wider to American farm products, energy equipment, and industrial goods. Trump also said India will commit to buying over $500 billion worth of US goods over time, spanning energy, agriculture, and advanced technology. But the most politically sensitive part of the announcement is energy. Trump says India will stop buying Russian oil and instead turn to the United States and other suppliers. India has been one of the biggest buyers of discounted Russian crude oil since the Ukraine war began in 2022. At its peak, Russian oil made up nearly 35% of India's total crude imports, up from less than 2% before the war. India urged it needed cheaper fuel to protect its economy as global oil prices surged above $100 per barrel in 2022. A shift away from Russia would be a major strategic move and a big win for Washington's efforts to isolate Moscow. This deal is about more than trade. It reflects growing US-India alignment at a time of rising tensions with China and ongoing war in Ukraine. The US and India already conduct more than $20 billion a year in defense trade, and the two countries have expanded cooperation in semiconductors, artificial intelligence, and critical minerals. Stronger economic ties could also lead to deeper cooperation in defense technology and supply chains. If fully implemented, this agreement could reshape trade flows, energy markets, and global geopolitics. But the big question remains, will India really cut off Russian oil? And how fast can these promises turn into policy? That's the story and the stakes. For more such interesting geopolitical deep dives, like, share, and subscribe. Geopolitical Navigator. Thank you for watching.